My traumatized babies and mentally ill Barbies. The dawn is breaking on the stage that holds our final destiny. So, my traumatized babies and mentally ill Barbies, don't dream it, be it. Because the show must go on. And on today's episode, I keep forgetting to flip up these cards, but it's still, the underlying energy is like the same for this. There is something going on now. Now is not the right time for something, okay? Now is not the right time for something. And like I said, this is a bit of a repeat message that we've been getting, but I'm not looking to clear it out because part of this message is that you just need to like accept whatever's going on right now. And this isn't like if something heinous is going, like that's not what it is. Like this is something about like a lull in the energy or like externally imposed downtime for various people in the collective who are resonating with this message, because what's going on right now is like there's like some kind of transformative process going on right now. It's like you've been through a bunch of stuff, and before like the next thing opens up, it's sort of like you need to be right here because you need to integrate some of this stuff. And also it's sort of like once you've done a whole bunch of stuff, you kind of need to let that do whatever it's going to do within your own interior system. And if you try to force yourself directly onto the next thing, you can like screw things up for yourself, like health-wise and also manifestation, magic, spiritually. So you just kind of like, sometimes this is kind of like submitting to the Tao or being obedient to God. Some people take that to the extreme. I don't. I tend to think and believe and operate like I mostly have agency over what I'm doing. But sometimes, yes, there are instances where it's like, this is a movement of the Tao. I am nowhere near as powerful or as massive as the Tao. And if I try to fight against that, I am just going to harm myself or wear myself out, or like it's not going to work out. It's like the Tao did something, I just kind of have to accept that. And that seems to be what's going on here still. And it almost sort of seems like it's not the right time for you to do whatever it is that you want to do, because there are actually some like what's under the deck is like big happy changes. So what I have here is like not the right time, big happy changes, and peaceful resolution, and then like, yes, let go. What this means to me is like, it's not that it is not the right time for the big happy changes. What this actually means to me is this is like something separate. It's like you're trying to do something. It's not the right time for that because there's some big happy changes that need to take place first that kind of you're not in control. Like it's good stuff. Like whatever this stuff is that needs to happen, it's good stuff, but you're not in control of it. And also the thing that you're attempting to do is either dependent on this stuff that you're not in control of, or if you try to like force your whatever it is that you're trying to do, it's like you're gonna disrupt like this awesome stuff from happening. So like that's why it's like not a punishment. So what I have here on the table already is choose a new direction and poverty. This is sort of like the thing that you're persisting in. And it's like, it was showing up in one of the other reads is like the Emperor and like the Devil and the Ten of Swords. And it was very much like this control thing. It's like you're, by trying to fight whatever this lull is, whatever this poverty is, however you're experiencing that, it's not actual poverty. But however you're trying to fight that, it's like, I'm going to choose a new direction. I'm going to fix this. I'm going to work this out. It's like that is actually driving you deeper into the poverty. You just need to let the improving health happen by allowing this thing to be, whatever it is. So we have the wealthy man and improving health. Some of this stuff could be more literal, but that's not going to come out until we look at the tarot. Right now, I'm just taking that as improving health and wealthy man. That's like internal wealth, okay? And yes, internal wealth can manifest as material wealth if you know how those systems work, but that's not an automatic thing. So when you hear people like doing prosperity gospel and everything else, no, people who are spiritually wealthy are not automatically materially wealthy. And so if you see a material wealthy person, that doesn't mean they're spiritually wealthy. Those things have almost nothing to do with each other, though it tends to be the most, like, I guess, beneficial to you if you have some of both at the same time. So enough material wealth that you're not, like, you know, really stressed out, but like the spiritual wealth that makes you unattached to the material wealth as well, and that your happiness isn't dependent on that entirely. So what we have here is whatever this improving health thing, and that is that, like, integrating whatever you need to integrate. Those could be like experiences that you've been having, challenges that you've overcome. There tends to be a little bit of, we just had a lot of action. Now we need to integrate that before we get to the next, like, you know what we're at the intermission. Act 1 is over. There's like an intermission, and then we're moving into Act 2. That's what's going on here. So we have wait and journey. There's something that like needs to happen before you can move on to the next phase of your personal journey. So let's go ahead and get some details on whatever this is. This is all relatively positive. The only thing that is negative about this is if you are attempting to fight this. If you are attempting to like force things. Ooh, and only, you know, it's so humid today. I'm gonna have to do, let me shuffle again, because this deck gets like super sticky and I'm not gonna be able to do my regular shuffling. We are going to cut the deck. And I do this in, like, when I'm reading for people one-on-one, I typically do more of this stuff. I have a little process with people. All right, so cool. What's under here? The Page of Wands. See, like, that's like, we have positive things incoming, and there y'all are like, boo. Like, it's like something's coming up behind you or something like that. It's just like, there's your Two of Cups. It's like right now y'all are kind of focused on the Three of Cups maybe, and the Two of Cups is like, yo, here I come. But you're distracted because potentially you're trying to fight something that you don't need to fight. It's like, this is just part of this world process. It's like phase 1 complete. Like, there's nothing to fight. There is nothing to do. Like, don't worry about it. Yeah, like, this is just sort of like King of Cups, Six of Wands. This is guaranteed, but then here is this devil energy. This devil energy, and I do kind of want to, I want to explore this in like a mini read. So I'm going to keep our devil out because I wanted to do that anyway, because I was wondering, like, because the devil energy is a bit more like forcing things and control at the moment right now instead of like submitting. But that's also potentially a warning about letting things go to your head and like allowing certain like status changes, if like that's going on, to affect the way that you are interacting with others. So I am going to explore that devil card after we get some details about what's going on here. So we're looking at choose a new direction and poverty. What is going on here? Yeah, I got the Queen of Reverse. I am going to kind of keep her in reverse here. It's not a dick witch, but this is very much like forcing. I'm going to make it happen. Queen of Wands in reverse, controlling, forcing. It is that devil energy. I'm going to make the shit go like how I want it to go. And that, like, they're saying, like, choose a new direction that's not leading you in the best place. And also it's not doing anything. It's not doing, yeah, Lovers in reverse. Like, this is separating you. It's not going to stop you from like creating what you want to create, but it's like separating you from, like, there's a disconnect between you and potentially the larger forces right now, the larger movements of the Tao. That forcing is also disconnective. The forcing that's like beating up on yourself, that's like you're at odds with you, like your body is saying one thing and you're going, no, you're going to do, this is like if you had like a badly twisted ankle or something like that, but by God, you're gonna run 10 miles today. because you need to have a certain exercise quota met because you got to be stage lean for this, that, and the other. That's what, like, that's just an example, but that's kind of like what's going on here. And it's saying, choose a new direction. So this is this devil energy. I'm going to put the devil on that, and that's what I'm going to explore. So I'm happy it came up in the read. So what we have here, improving health and wealthy man. We got a King of Wands in the reverse. We might have two people in the same energy here. Let me see. Let me see this King of Wands in reverse. Yeah. We got everybody's upside down today. But the thing is, though, this wants to be upright. Like, it's sort of, it's in reverse. Like, these are simultaneously shifting cards. It's like the cards are moving. It can't actually move like that because I have to move the cards. But what is being asked here is for the improving health, right? You need to kind of get your wand aligned. Because you see, like, I'm going to show you these two upright. The Queen of Wands has her wand, like, tilted. And then the King of Wands has his wand upright. Right now you're a bit tilted. Tilt, like, you know those old cartoons when they would say, like, tilt in their eyes and it's not a good thing? I think that's something with pinball machines, tilt. You need to get your wand in the upright. And what I mean by that is, like, in some way, in the way that you're behaving, you're out of alignment. And so you need to get back into this full energy. For as long as you are, like, trying to force whatever this is, for however long you are, like, persisting in being out of the alignment, you will not be in this full energy. The full will be in the reverse. So now this wait and journey, the Wheel of Fortune. So there's something, yeah, okay. So there's something, before this wheel can turn, there is something good that's going to happen. Because I said we had our, like, these are like the same little messengers. We've seen the same little messengers that we've been seeing. Page of Wands, Knight of Cups. There's some sort of positive energy, positive news, positive message that sort of like it is going to shift you. And it's sort of like you're not in control of whatever that thing is. The only thing you are in control of right now is aligning with what is, not trying to force what you want to be. That's all. So let's go ahead and do some exploring here. I would like to know, why is the collective in this more devil forcing energy? How did this come to be for the collective? Why is it going on? All right, it is going on. I don't know if you're a little bit lost. It looks like you've been on the road for a while. Like something's been going on for a while and you're kind of like, I would like to celebrate now, perhaps. So let's see here. 10 of Cups, Page of Cups, 3 of Wands. This is like offering energy. Like I've been offering positive energy. So like, where's my thing? Like, where is my ship? I've been offering positive energy. Where's my, so that's, okay. I'm gonna get 3 more on that. But what I want to say about that is that's very transactional. It's understandable, but it's transactional. And that's typically not the best place to be operating from, because this gets into like the sun shines on all, no matter what. The flowers bloom for everyone, no matter what. The flowers don't pick who finds them beautiful. The flowers don't pick who gets to enjoy their fragrance or the sight of them. And it's the same thing with the sun. When we're in line with the Tao or source or whatever, you are just doing something because it is in your nature to do it. The flowers don't do what they do because they're going to get something back. The sun doesn't shine because it's going to get something back. That is simply what the sun is and what the sun does. So it's a little bit, can we shift our perception and also explore, are you actually doing the thing that is authentic to you? Are you actually, because it seems like I see this fulfillment energy here, but it's like we've kind of diverged from just enjoying the fulfillment to getting focused on a particular result. So it's sort of like 10 of Cups, Page of Cups, 3 of Wands. Let's back up from that 3 of Wands, okay, our little Page of Cups, right? Let's back up from that 3 of Wands and get more into that 10 of Cups. You're just doing what you're doing for the enjoyment of doing it. That is its own reward. There is nothing coming to you. In fact, that might help you to believe that nothing will ever come to you because of what you are doing. You will receive no rewards. You will receive no accolades. Are you still enjoying the thing? If not, then maybe explore if there are other things for you. So 10 of Cups, the Empress. The 3 of Cups and the 8 of, like, and the thing is, this Empress and the 3 of Cups were in the reverse. This is like actually not, there is some just pure fulfillment of the experience that has been lost. That's why this Empress would be in the reverse, as well as the 3 of Cups. This is, and it's like asking you to leave that. 8 of Cups, leave that. Leave that. What is this? Queen of Swords, transactional. The Queen of Swords is more transactional, more calculating. So let's just take it for a YouTube channel, right? Let's say that you would like more followers or more subscribers, whatever. You're on social media and you would like to reach more people for whatever reason. But you actually enjoy what you're doing on social media, okay? You like what you're doing, but it's sort of like you may have shifted focus from enjoying what you're doing to like, well, how can I actually get more people following me? Like, how can I strategize this? And so now it is less about creating the thing, and it is more about manipulating people. And I would say, depending on the type of channel that you have, like, there's nothing wrong with like employing a marketing strategy, but it's just like, there's a difference. There's a difference in that, and when things get transactional, that's when you're moving away from just the natural 10 of Cups. And so that's what they're saying, choose a new direction. So if you know, and it doesn't, like, obviously it doesn't have to be social media, but if you have been noticing yourself, maybe comparing your success to another person's, or wondering like, why don't I have this, or why don't I have that? It's sort of like, that's what, like, remove your focus from that. Remove your focus from that and get into the pure enjoyment of the thing again. If you're able to do that, or simply take a break from the thing. That might be like, so what's the best advice here? Oh, that's probably take a break from the thing. Yeah, it's like effort. This is still the effort message. Ace of Wands, 8 of Swords, 7 of Swords. What's that 7 of Swords? Justice. It's like, it's saying like, take a break from effort with that Ace of Wands and sort of quietly rebalance yourself. Like, if it is a social media thing, like off camera, or, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be social media, but it's something that needs to be done like in private. And that could even just be working out certain emotions. So let's say like maybe somebody got a promotion over you at work and you really wanted that promotion, and you're kind of stuck in a little bit like, well, why them and not me? It's sort of like there's something, and that's a normal response, okay? It's just that when it starts dragging out, like if you actually started getting angry at that person, or started feeling like, well, they actually didn't deserve that, like I deserve that, and it starts going on a long time, that's what turns into like the evil eye and stuff like that. there's nothing wrong with having that response, but you want to recognize it for what it is, and then also work out your own emotions privately so they don't start spilling over into your behavior and your treatment of others. Because while there's nothing wrong with feeling like disappointed or jealous about not getting an opportunity, if you don't kind of look at that directly for what it is, and you just kind of shove it aside because like you don't want to think of yourself as having those sorts of emotions, or you don't want to deal with that because it makes you feel uncomfortable, when you shove it aside, that's when you tend to start like acting out on other people. Even if it stays like just in your own energy, like you might start getting like unconsciously passive aggressive with people, or making little comments or jokes and things like that, either to their face or like behind their back. So that's what you want to work out privately, because people can start seeing that seep out in the energy. Let's see here. All right, so that's what's going on over here. Work out your, like, it's okay. It's okay that you're going through all of that. That's all normal. It's just that, just recognize it and work it out privately with yourself, okay? So now let's go ahead and improve, because this is going to work out. Improving health, King of Wands, the Fool, wealthy man. Let's get some more details on this. What's going on here? Well, what's going on here is the Ten of Swords. Something's coming to an end. Queen of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles. Well, what's that Ten of Swords? The two, there's like something's, oh, duh. When you work whatever that is out, when that behavior, whatever it is, once you bring it to an end, the improving health, wealthy man, wealthy person, the full energy, that's going to bring you back into like that actual Empress energy. That is where the wealth is. Queen of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. So that's why that's important, because that actually looks like something happening in your material environment. How is the, how is this happening? This is happening probably just when you balance it out. Oh, it's incoming. Like I said, there's something going on that like you're not in control of, but it's sort of like, and here's the thing, the balancing isn't like, well, it is kind of blocking it. I'm hearing no. No, it's sort of like you're not blocking this thing from happening by what you're doing right now, but it's just like the thing's happening, and it's sort of like you kind of want to have yourself worked out so that when this thing comes in, because that's going to be some kind of like very, very positive transition, you're going to experience more turbulence with that transition if you're still kind of in this jacked up state energetically. And also, and I have said this before about this, you could be experiencing way more happiness and whatever during your downtime than you currently are. That's why. So this is there's the news. It's like I said, it's like a messenger. It's something happening outside of you. You are getting some sort of news, and this is it's news. It's something that somebody has been deliberating like for a while. And it's multiple. This is the same message. This is probably is this multiple people? Yes, it's multiple offers. Four of Cups. And like I said, there's going to be like offers or people coming at you that you're not necessarily interested in. But typically, yes, the Magician, there is like one person, the number one, the Magician, the person who is actually relevant, who can actually get stuff done. That is also potentially, yes, this King of Wands, wealthy man, could be this, like there's one really solid option or offer within this bunch that you're going to go with. Like it's typically going to be something that shows up, like, yeah, seven of, like, you're gonna have to think about it, but this is typically something that like it's going to be apparent like who's the best option, and after thinking for a while, you're going to like move on from this, like probably with this other person. So how is that coming in? like I said, judgment, this is just kind of happening. This is just kind of happening. And so what this time is for however you're experiencing what I described over here. Because for some people, it's going to be way more minor. And for other people, that's going to be way more intense. And, you know, that's up to you to be honest about within yourself. And work it out. So, what's going on with this Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Cups? Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Cups. Well, there's our King of Pentacles. There's our wealthy man. There is our choice. The Hierophant, like I said, usually this person is showing up, and it'll show up as one person or two people. Usually, like what we had in one of the reads was there's like a King of Wands that's like got a lot of control over the material world, and we did kind of see that King of Wands here in the second column. But then there is someone else who is like actually going to be working with you more closely, or the person that you're going to be talking to more is not actually that King of Wands. There's someone else. But let's see. Journey, wait, Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Cups. I don't know, but whatever it is, it's been a long time coming. Let's see, Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, like I said, somebody's been like, and there's still, like, there's just deliberation going on in materiality. Now, and I know that's like, and especially because you're not in control of it, it's just sort of like you have to deal. That's what you have to like submit to, the fact that you're not in control of that because it's involving someone else. Six of Cups. But the thing is, that's that offer. Nine of Wands, Four of Wands, whatever this is, it is going to be worth whatever you have gone through. But you're not in control of this right now. You just kind of have to let the things organically happen. Yeah, you can't do anything. Hangman. Nothing you can do. Knight of Wands, whatever or whoever this is going to be taking action towards you. You are not in control of that. But this is going to be very profitable. Four of Wands, Six of Pentacles. So like I said, all of this is very much worth the wait, and you can be having a much more pleasant experience during that wait. So let's go up before we get to our final advice outcome and close with the Sun and the Father. If you have benefited from the channel at all, if you have been entertained, if you've experienced positive manifestations, whatever, just continuous support, and you are in the way to give back financially, I have a link down below for House of TULIP. They are a nonprofit created and run by trans and gender non-conforming people of color, and House of TULIP's mission is to support trans and gender non-conforming youth that is currently houseless or in need. So they provide homes, toiletries, clothing, job opportunities, so we can integrate everyone into the community healthfully, because we do, or I do, this is the Bible Belt, and when people express their authenticity here, when that is something like being queer, being trans, there is way more, especially if they are kids, right? A lot of those kids do get kicked out of their houses. They become homeless because it's either perform straightness for me or be on the street. And so, you know, when those choices are made, because this is like, anyway, so that is a crime to me. So the nonprofit is meant to support the people currently dealing with those situations. So if you do have anything to give, I would appreciate it very much if you would give it to them through the donation link below, because they very much need and deserve those resources. So let's go ahead and now get to our final advice outcome. All right, final advice outcome. Yeah, you just need to sort through stuff right now. Just sort through your emotions, sort through your feelings, because you're about to have some kind of a, like, this is like, you're gonna have some kind of a transformation within yourself, and then this other thing's going to happen, or it's happening simultaneously. Yes, there's some sort of truth. Yes, here's the thing. Final advice, outcome. For as long as you resist the truth, however that truth is looking to you, you are going to be experiencing pain. You are going to be experiencing suffering. So instead of fighting what's here, submit to what's here. Okay? Yeah, this is like looking at, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. And like I said, this isn't acting as like some awful suffering. It's just, the fighting is creating suffering. And like you will, once you recognize this thing, you're going to move through it relatively swiftly. But it's about recognizing it. Even if it's a very minor thing, right? Like I said, this isn't acting as like some sort of horrific block on you. It's just that you are currently not treating yourself the best by doing this, and you're not having a good time. You could be having a much more comfortable time between here and there. That's all. So yeah, get on, like recognize, do a little, you need to perceive something. King of Swords is sort of like, get real with yourself. Ace of Swords, Two of Cups, King of Swords, get real with yourself. Yeah, poverty, there's that poverty card. For as long as you resist, Five of Cups, Five of Pentacles. But that's an internal thing. It's internal. Once you accept, once you submit, and like I said, this isn't, I know the Three of Swords, we're typically like, oh my God, this isn't, it's just recognizing what's there, okay? No matter, this is going to be a very, very minor thing, all right? Like I said, some interpersonal jealousy, okay? It's not some like crazy thing. Once you recognize that, deal with that discomfort, handle that in whatever way you want to self-soothe, work it out, blah, 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 you're going to move through that energy very quickly into the Nine of Cups. Much happier. Much happier. So go ahead and get on with that. Even if you're sitting there thinking like, I don't know that I'm dealing with anything like that. That could very well be the case. The way that you can check that to make sure that you're not hiding anything for yourself. This is an exercise from the Artist's Way. Do some morning pages for a consistent amount of time, like a week to 2 weeks, okay? Because you can hide from yourself for a decent period, okay? But you can't hide forever, especially when you are creating, right? So we're doing a little bit of manifestation here. We are getting ourselves out on the page. So morning pages is when you wake up in the morning, you're gonna write 3 pages. This is not something that you're thinking about. This is not like something that you're editing and it's polished and anyone's ever gonna see it. It's like stream of consciousness shit. And you fill up 3 pages every single day for the period that you're doing it for. And if anything needs to come out, I promise you it will come out, okay? All right, Jesus says the kingdom of God is within you. That's about getting back to that personal fulfillment. Above all things, that is the most important thing. The kingdom of God is within you. It doesn't matter who's validating you, who's praising you, like what, like none of that stuff truly matters, like within reason, right? Okay, I'm not saying money completely doesn't matter, or getting paid for your services, but at the end of the day, the kingdom of God is within you. Jesus also said, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Things might be going a little bit rough right now, but don't worry, okay? This isn't gonna last forever. And like I said, this isn't some like major effing thing, okay? Anything is possible if a person believes. So like believe that you're not like blocking blessings or anything. Probably you're not. Like I said, like that's another thing, like a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you sit there believing like, oh, if I feel bad, that means I'm not gonna get the good stuff. Like that's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You can feel bad and good things can still happen for you. It's just that, again, if you're kind of stuck in some sort of entrenched like thought patterns or behaviors or whatever, when those good things happen, it can be harder to appreciate them. And I'm talking about things that you can change with like practice. I'm not talking about like a serious mental health thing, all right? All right, oh yes, we're ending with the highest authority, as always, Bob, our Father who art in heaven. We end with the word of Bob, which is good all the time. Talent is pursued interest. Anything you're willing to practice, you can do. So, I mean, just because, this is another thing, just because you are not receiving external validation, maybe at this point, doesn't mean you're not talented. Doesn't mean what you're doing isn't valuable or anything like that. You just stick with the practice, right? The practice is the most important thing. The practice is what is providing fulfillment. Bob also says, did you ever think you could just take a great big old brush and make all these beautiful little trees? You really can. Enjoy the process of creation for what it is, not for what you are receiving out of it. Creation is just fun. Creation is just wonderful. And that other stuff is extra. And Bob says, let's make some nice little clouds that just float around and have fun all day. It's the same message. Do your best, if you can, to just make some nice little things and have fun all day. And try not to worry about the rest of the stuff, okay? My traumatized babies and mentally ill Barbies, I am your GM, your game master for this, the game of life. I am also, of course, the greatest magician of the age and perhaps the greatest magician of all time. And together, you and I will perform the greatest magic trick of all time. We will reverse the polarities of the world. Make America great for once. Fly this boat to the moon somehow. Shift our world onto the mega happy timeline, perhaps leaving it a much better place than it ever has been before. Because we are, my traumatized babies and mentally ill Barbies, crawling on the planet's face, some insects called the human race, lost in time and lost in space. End meeting.